If you see like on the side of the pill bottle, it's like, don't mix with alcohol. Anytime I saw something that was like, don't do it, I took it as a challenge. You know, I was really just like a science experiment, honestly. I was just trying to see what all I could concoct and put into my body at once and then just go for a ride. Like just trying to get high at every waking moment that I could just to, you know, try to numb out everything that I was feeling. Few go through life unscathed. The pain of injury, loss, and self-sabotage are crippling and can cause even the strongest to crumble. That's facts. But what do we do after that? What do we do when our face is full of dirt and we can taste our own blood? We fight back. We rise. We overcome. Came back from the pit. Came back locked in, focused, dog. Came back, now I'm lit. Came back, got in motion, dog. There's so much I gotta get. I need that. I don't even wanna sit down. Bounce back from every hit. Yeah, I'm locked in. Ain't no way that I could get down. There's so much I can't resist. I gotta keep going, I gotta keep growing. I'm sick and tired of being pissed. There's gotta be more to this life and I know it. So this is what I represent. I'm about that. Staying true till I'm 6 down. It might take a little bit, but every king's gonna get crowned. Growing up, suburban Atlanta, Georgia, it looked great on paper. Parents provided for us and we never really wanted for anything.
Darren, as a young child, he was intelligent. He was a bit ahead of his age group.
And he was a knucklehead. You know, he was goofy and was willing to make friends no matter who they were. He could play with anybody. You know, he was just a happy-go-lucky kid.
I started playing football when I was 4. I played quarterback all the way until I got to high school. And I played defense as well. I played like linebacker and safety, but I started when I was 4 years old and, you know, I've been playing ever since.
I had 122 tackles my junior year of high school.
That's what I'm saying, you know, I'm trying to recruit you. You know, young man, you're looking pretty good out there. I think you can play linebacker for us.
When he became 7 years old, you could see that he had something special. The coaches told him to run this play, and he kind of like, I can't run that play. And he came back to the sideline and told the coach, hey, coach, that play is meant to go to the right, not to the left. He had that mind, and he understood the plays that well at 7.
You know, I was friends with a lot of like white kids. I was never hesitating as to who I wanted to be around. It just happened to be that way. Black kids I played sports with and went to school with used to just kill me all the time, just like, you're not black enough, you're not this, you're not that. Every single group I went to, I had to put a different mask on, so it was just, I would say it was exhausting and confusing for me growing up here. There were people at every angle that were there for me. It was just me getting caught up in my own head. It started as early as 15. Started off with, you know, small dosage of oxycodone, basic pain meds you'd get from a minor surgery, progressing into higher milligram doses of that, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. That was me in high school. And then when I got to college, it was, you know, more drugs like Molly here and there, starting dabbling like cocaine. It progressed, so it really touched pretty much everything.
We were adamant about not being helicopter-type parents, right? We always stressed that, hey, that's going to be his decision where he wants to go to school. You know, at Georgia Tech, when that decision came through, you know, I loved it mainly because of that, you know, the high academics. It's one of the best schools in the country.
Works the wall. That's his go-to target. Touchdown!
Georgia Tech, man, that was just a blur, honestly. College is like the place where you think about, you know, the rest of your life. And I was not thinking about any of those things. You know, I was just trying to get through the day-to-day of, you know, trying to impress everybody that's watching on TV and all the people on campus. So it was just trying to be all those things to all people was very exhausting.
There were a couple of little signs in high school, and then when you got to Tech, that's when more of it was coming out as far as what I was seeing. Believe me, there were lots of stuff that I didn't learn until Darren started telling his full story.
A couple of times I sprained my ankle or something, I go to the pill bottle and wow, man, these things are gone. There's nothing in the bottle. I know she wasn't taking them, and I wasn't taking them. Well, where'd they go, you know? And it's just, I kind of realized that as it started coming out that maybe he might have been dipping in the pill bottles here or there, that kind of thing.
In college, it wasn't like I have NFL dreams at all. It was like, I was buried on the depth chart, so I was like, NFL doesn't seem likely, so it was not like a dream of mine, honestly.
In the 6th round, number 204, the Baltimore Ravens select Darren Waller, wide receiver from Georgia Tech.
man, I was miserable. I just wasn't there and wanted to be gone.
Go to work, let's go.
I was just like a vegetable. I was like getting high literally every day, not caring about anything, like any kind of consequences or anything like that. Yeah, I've been to practice and some games high because it was just like that's the only way I know how to deal with things in like high stress situations.
Let's go, Waller. You all right? Get up.
There were some practices where it was like, you know, I tried to beat drug tests and I was in the sauna for like an hour and a half chugging water and detox drinks thinking that it was gonna work, and then I would like pass out at practice and they're like, I'm just like, oh yeah, the heat got me, but it's like I'm like really like my body just can't handle it.
Darren, you all right? Let's go then. Let's go, baby. Go make a play. Go make a play.
I was failing drug tests and got suspended for a year. Like didn't really have a lot of like value for myself.
Football's tough. Sometimes you get blocked.
I had no plan. I was like, I know I need to change, but changing seemed so hard at the time and I wasn't willing to do the work. So I just kept getting high like the first 2 months that I was suspended. August 11th, 2017, I was in Baltimore getting ready to move out of my apartment. So I was like, I mean, I'm gonna get high one more time. And, you know, went downtown and picked up where I picked up from and, you know, did what I did, came back, and I was gonna stop at the giant grocery store to get like something to eat and like some beer or something. But, you know, when I got to the parking lot and parked, like it hit me and like just kind of like overwhelmed me. And I was like trying to move, but if I would have got out of the car, I knew I would have passed out or like thrown up everywhere. So I was like, let me not cause a scene. Let me just chill here. And I just felt like I was spinning like in like an illusion or something. And eventually just like kind of like passed out. But it was like, I felt like I just like laid my head down for like a second and just popped right back up. But then it was nighttime. When I got there, it was the afternoon. And I was just like all sweated out and cold, sweated too. And, you know, that was when I realized like something was wrong. It was just like I didn't just voluntarily take a nap here. Like this place is, you know, quarter of a mile away from the practice facility and like 2 lights down from the apartment I'm living at. So it's like I wouldn't just post up here and take a nap. Like that was something that happened. And it's like learning about it down the road is an overdose. And it's like, wow, like, you know, I spent my whole life trying to impress these people and get people around me to want to be around me and like me. But here I am, you know, suffering, like knocking on death's door and I'm by myself. So that was probably the lowest point in my life. It was an overdose. And it's like, wow, like here I am suffering, like knocking on death's door and I'm by myself. So that was probably the lowest point in my life.
By the time it got to that point, we knew there was some serious problems. We were looking at life, you know,
right.
Things that, you know, my son gonna make it.
I realized, okay, I've probably been an enabler some kind of way. Oh, yeah. But now it's time for tough love. And we had to talk about, you know, there's the fork in the road.
The league presented me with a rehab option and I was still like, oh, I don't know if I need it like that, you know, I'm not that bad. But eventually having some real conversations with my family, I went to boarding cottage rehab. Yeah, that was just like a game-changing experience for me. They taught me like honoring my feelings. I don't have to shut them off and act like everything's okay. Just ways to just honor yourself, get to know yourself more and respect yourself. And then that turns into, you know, you respecting your family and your teammates and your organization, and you start thinking different. Like, okay, I'll start to think about what I'm doing before I do these things because it's bigger than me. Like now I know how to love myself, I can love, you know, the world around me. When
he came home from the cottage, he had a totally different mindset anyway. He was a completely different person when he came home. He said, I need structure. And he set out to find jobs.
They hired me as a grocery clerk. I was stocking shelves. I was bagging at the front and putting in work, and I value my work. Like I make the shelves look nice, make a good display. Now I see, looking back, how valuable that experience was working there and how it led to the work ethic that I have of playing football now. I got to Baltimore in 2015, and from that isolation came me starting to write and starting to actually record. You know, I've always had like an ear for music, and my great-grandfather, Fats Waller, legendary jazz musician, I knew music was in me. So I was like, it would be a shame if I didn't, you know, try to go about it in my way. That's why learning about him did a lot for my musical journey.
You locked in on folks. You locked in on folks. You locked in on folks. They know the smoke.
Stephen Fowler, that's my best friend now. You know, we really formed a relationship off of, you know, going through similar struggles at the same time. He was making beats, and I was just mesmerized. He just pulled speakers out and plugged his laptop in and started going. And I was just like, what the heck? You know, he's just been such a valuable voice and a friend to me, you know, throughout my ups and downs.
I mean, he's a part of me. You can't put a price on having like a real friend and brother, somebody that can pick you up. And me and him have the same struggles. So it's just like, God knew what he was doing when he linked us up, because like, man, I can't imagine life without him. He had been sober for, I want to say, a little over a year. And obviously I was on the tail end of my using and drinking at that point, and I didn't know it yet. There was a thought that came over me that I needed to go get help and seek treatment. I called Darren probably 100 times. I think I woke him up, and he was like, yo, what's going on, man? And I told him like what I was going through. You know, he just kind of like walked me through everything, that how I'm feeling it's a familiar feeling to him, you know what I mean? It's always been like that. You know, I can lean on him for anything, and proud, that's an understatement. Like, that man, football, that's a plus. Music, that's a plus. As a person, as a friend, like, he makes my heart explode, straight up.
I came back and I was ready. I was good enough to play, but they had already invested in younger players at the same position, so I was cut and put on a practice squad. The Raiders were playing the Ravens, and before the game, I always do like working out and do a little extra once everybody goes in the locker room. And the Raiders coaches were just hanging out there on the field and saw me working out. And the next day, I was on a flight out there.
That's how you in the game. Right here. Right.
Came back from the pit. Came back locked in, focused, dog. Came back, now I'm lit.
They gave me opportunity to play and start in 2019. I just wanted to honor them taking a chance on me by coming in prepared and ready to go.
He's discovering himself, because for those years when the drugs had him, he couldn't be himself. Once he got his mindset and understood all of that, then all his natural abilities and things are coming out.
What if I folded? Look at my story, 1 in a million. What if I never wrote it? And my entire life just imploded. What would happen if I kept on carrying baggage? I'd probably be average or something way sadder, but now I'm attacking. I don't need no backing. I'm strictly about action. I'm one with my passion. Don't call it a comeback. Every test I had to face, I would run back. Now I'm right here. Different perspective, I'm seeing it clear. You know it depends. Come check out my lens. You see I can't fear? Nah, cause what's in the rear gon' stay in the rear. Full speed ahead, so I'm switching the gear. Gone. Didn't understand it, but now I won't take it for granted from here on. Wanted to curl up and die. I had to cry it out, now all the tears gone. I saw my mother cry, and she's still crying, cause her baby made it out on the other side. Now I just want to see my brother shine like me, yeah.
Seeing him just elevate to be one of the best in the league right now, that all was great.
He got the opportunity to reset football, but more or less in his life.
Came back from the pit, came back locked in, focused, dog. Came back, now I'm lit. Gotta keep going, I gotta keep growing. I'm sick and tired of being pissed. I'm done. There's gotta be more to this life, and I know it, so this is what I represent. I'm about that. Staying true till I'm 6 down. It might take a little bit, okay, but every king's gonna get crowned.
Hey, keep balling, G. Proud of you, bro. You got it out the mud, bro. Respect, G.
I have goals, but I feel like they're goals that I can reach every day. I don't necessarily have like a certain amount of catches or yards or like, you know, having a platinum song. Goals for me are things that you can't see, things that you can't really like keep track of with numbers. I rely on a higher power for the direction in my life, and I know that he's gonna take me where I need to go, put me in the places I need to be. But as long as I take care of the footwork on the ground, the small things, the small habits, you know, I feel like my life's gonna be everything that it should be.